Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I'd like to discuss a few facts about high blood pressure that many individuals are unaware of. There are certain things that are part of our daily lifestyles that contribute to our blood pressure being high, and we just don't know it. There are individuals that'll go to see their physician or their acupuncturist, have their blood pressure taken, and it's high. And in follow-up visits, it's high. Then a visit after that, it's high again. And they have no clue as to what's contributing to their blood pressure being high. And see, acupuncturists, and I know I do this myself as a licensed board-certified doctor of acupuncture, I go over potential causes. And sometimes a patient will say, wait, that's me. How does that contribute to high blood pressure? And I've even engaged in chat sessions where I've gone over potential causes and have been stopped many times and asked, how does this particular activity or food contribute to high blood pressure? Because it may pertain to a certain individual. So I decided just to do this podcast to make individuals aware of certain things that they do every day and have no clue as to this is what is keeping their blood pressure so high. The first is poor sleep. When you don't get enough sleep, signals are sent to the body telling the body that something is wrong. And the body sort of goes into this subtle state of shock that's pretty much similar to stress, putting the body in a constant state of fight or flight. And that's not good. It's too much pressure on the heart. To say the least. There are times, or there are individuals who suffer from sleep apnea that contributes to, let's say, poor sleep. There are various things that can disturb a person's sleep. And this can happen night after night after night. And once it becomes chronic, your health suffers a great deal. And this is why in so many episodes you'll hear me recommend that you see an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. I've spoken to people in general. Like sometimes I'll go run a few miles in the morning or take a spin class. And many individuals, water. And water's great. Water's great. But what type of container are you drinking this water from? And guess what? Many individuals are unaware that BPA contributes to high blood pressure. And for those who don't know what BPA is, it's basically an additive chemical which is used in the production of plastics and different other types of materials as well. And it has a ton of side effects. One, it leads to low testosterone. and it increases your estrogen account, estrogen count. I do apologize for that. And it causes high blood pressure. Try and remain aware as to the type of container in which you use to carry your water around and drink it from. That's very, very important. Another is omega-6. Now everyone's anxious, have to have our omega-3 fatty acids. And there are those that think omega-6 is healthy as well, just because omega-3 is. You need omega-3 fatty acids to balance off and counter omega-6, because omega-6 is more of a hindrance than it is beneficial. And I don't want you to think that, fatty acids is bad for you. I mean, it can be useful if used in the right way when it comes to your diet. But too much omega-6 is bad, especially if you don't have enough omega-3s incorporated with it or ingested along with it to balance it out. So please be aware of that, because many individuals make that mistake. When they hear omega-3 fatty acids are good for you, they automatically think omega-6 fatty acid is just as good. And it increases your blood pressure as well. So you have to be aware of that, because health is wealth. The wealth, it's not in the bank, it's not in the safe, it's not in your purse, it's not in your pocket, it's not under the mattress, it's not in the shoebox in the closet, it's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's in you. But now, I don't want you to think that because I said what I said about omega-6 as a fatty acid, that fat is bad for you, because it actually isn't. And the endocrine system requires it, good fats especially. There are certain fats that are very good for your blood pressure. And here we are again, back to omega-3 fatty acids. Because omega-6 tends to and can cause inflammation. So you need your omega-3s to sort of reduce that. And omega-3 fatty acids are known to improve cell membrane permeability, so keep that in mind as well. Because saturated fats, there are many people who say it's horrible for you, don't touch it. But saturated fats that you get from, let's say, eggs, meats, it can actually be good for you, because it can help elevate what's considered your good cholesterol. Now, the type of fat that can be a huge, huge issue in a bad way is visceral fat. And I've done an episode discussing visceral fat in detail. But overall, you want to improve your blood pressure? Lose weight. Losing weight is one of the main ways in which you can improve your blood pressure. But back to visceral fat. See, visceral fat can cause a lot of health issues. And that's the type of fat that that collects inside of your belly, hangs around the waist, and it surrounds your organs. This is the most dangerous type of fat that leads to high blood pressure as well as other health concerns. You want to learn more about visceral fat and its dangers, just go back to one of my earlier episodes discussing it. I've done it, I think, about 1 or 2 months ago. Another is stress. You ever hear the saying stress kills? Yes, it does. Many individuals don't understand, and until they see an acupuncturist, how dangerous stress is. You know, your physician may tell you stress isn't good for you, good for your blood pressure. It's not, because it increases your heart rate. But stress goes beyond that. Guess what else stress does? Stress thickens your blood. That's right. It thickens your blood because back to being in a fight or flight state, when your body's in it, and I spoke of this a few minutes ago when discussing lack of sleep. When your body's in a fight or flight state of being, it does so many things to increase your chances of survival. So let's say if you're running from the tiger or a bear, or you're in some type of fight and someone has a dangerous weapon, gun or a knife, and I'm getting a little extreme, but just bear with me. You see, when your body goes into a fight or flight state to increase its chances of survival, it also thickens your blood to lessen the amount of blood loss in the event of an injury. Many individuals are unaware of that. I say this over and over. The body is like an awesome machine. It adapts. And by thickening the blood, it mitigates or it lessens the rate, the amount at which you can bleed out. And it encourages clotting. So it sets the blood for that in case you're injured. The clotting factors will kick in really quick. But guess what? If you're not faced with dangerous circumstances such as running from the tiger or in some type of deadly fight or whatever, you're thickening your blood as a result of being stressed. And you're putting a lot of pressure on the heart. This elevates your blood pressure. And many individuals are unaware of that. Another contributor to high blood pressure is your hormones. I don't know, you can use an example, let's say pregnancy, and the hormones that are emitted during pregnancy and how it plays a role in high blood pressure. Because normally when a woman is pregnant, her blood pressure is usually low. Because her body's producing more progesterone, which causes blood pressure to drop. But then there are hormones that will increase her blood pressure because her body has to produce more blood, not only for her supply, but to supply the fetus as well. This is why sometimes you'll notice that pregnant women, their blood pressure is high. I don't want to say that's bad or whether that's good. It's a necessity. Because two separate lives, albeit seen as one, in many instances are being cared for here. And there has to be enough blood for both the fetus and the mother. So it has to happen. With the same heart that the woman was born with and lived her life without this fetus inside of her. So of course the rate is going to increase. It's that yin and yang aspect. Very interesting though. Fire and water. Heart and kidney. Kidneys emit hormones to get the body to produce more blood. It's called erythropoietin. Yep. Acupuncture is deep. Acupuncture is awesome once you understand it and understand how many disorders, diseases it can treat. How it's all about regulating the body so that the body can heal itself, perform its natural functions at an optimal level. You have to trust me when I say you have to make acupuncture part of your life, because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?